Okay, so back before there were major car shows that went to every city in the country, there was the GM Motorama. So basically it was GM's own car show, and they made their own concept cars. Cars like this, the Firebird. Now, a lot of guys think, well, turbine cars. There's only one company that did turbine cars, that's Chrysler. You would be wrong if you thought that. That is what this car is. GM wanted to experiment with the concept of putting a turbine into a four-wheeled vehicle. So they came up with this one-seater car, and the whole point of this was, how fast can you go? The answer is 237 miles an hour back in 1954. Let's press on. Firebird II by General Motors. This was changing things around. This car was about putting 4 wheels, 4 seats, and a turbine together. But they decided if we're going to make it more of a family car, we're going to lower the speed. So this car went about 80 miles an hour. But here's the problem. It ran really hot, 1700 degrees, and the fuel economy was awful. Then they moved on to this, Firebird III. And basically what this was, 2-seat car. Let's see if we can go a little bit faster and try to make the car, I don't know how to nicely put this, make the interaction with the car different. So it looks cool, doesn't it, right? You'd think it'd be fast like that one, right? Well, actually, it's not as fast as that one, and you don't drive it with a steering wheel, you drive it with a joystick. So PS2, way before you were even born. And now, let's talk something more my speed. Actually, I like fast, but this, elegance. This is the 1953 Cadillac LeMans. Now what's funny here is look at the proportions. It looks like a Cadillac from the 50s, right? It looks like a big, thin Cadillac, but it's a 2-door with, well really, you could call it a 2-seater, but it really isn't. That's a big bench seat, so you could probably put 4 or 5 people across there. But the idea, this is a personal sports convertible roadster, as much as Cadillac could ever be. And what's really interesting about this car is, this is when Harley Earl was the design director of General Motors. So when he would run out and go to lunch, or he would take a car home for a weekend, do you think it was a Buick? Oh no, it was this. And it was evidenced by something very interesting. Every car that Harley Earl ever designed, somewhere in the car has the icon of St. Christopher, which is the icon of, or the saint of safe travel. You look at this one, or the next one has the same thing. Now we're talking something really interesting. This is the 1951 General Motors LeSabre, not a Buick, a General Motors LeSabre. If you guys remember, about 3 years ago, we were here with Bob Lutz. When I first saw this car, I could not take my eyes off of it. There is not one bad line on this car. Every single detail is perfect. Look at the license plate holder. It has these beautiful stanchions here. This thing here is meant to be an international car, so it has the US plate. It runs on gasoline and alcohol. Think about that for a minute. And then look at the details on the inside. Everything is aviation inspired. It's got these, so remember the Jaguar, the E-Type, it had the toggle switches? This entire car is toggle switches, rotary switches, like you would see in a 707 of its day. And then look back here. So remember we talked about the icon of St. Christopher? God of safe travel, right there. Moving on now to my favorite. This car is near and dear to my heart. This is the Buick Y-Job. Why is this important to me? You may remember, about 3 years ago, we were here to film with Bob Lutz, and I am one of the few civilians that got to drive this car. So, guess the year of this. Is it a 53? Is it a 50? Maybe even a 48? Actually, you would be wrong. This is the first ever concept car built in 1938. So click here to watch one of our 250 other episodes, click here to subscribe, and can we ask you guys a favor? Can you watch these within the first 36 hours? Because it gets us more views, which gets us more dollars, which gets you more episodes. And of course, follow us, MotoManTV, all one word, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'll see you guys next time.